You are wrapped in softness, a mattress engineered to comfort you, a phone whispering infinite pleasures. Food arrives in minutes, entertainment in milliseconds, everything easy. And yet, you feel empty. You're surrounded by comfort. So why do you feel so stuck? You wake up tired. You're unmotivated. Every time you sit to focus, your brain begs for distraction. Every time you try to move forward, something pulls you back. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you're too comfortable. And this exact trap is what Marcus Aurelius saw coming 2,000 years ago. He was emperor of Rome. He could have had anything. But instead, he slept on the ground, woke before the sun, rode in silence while the world burned around him. Marcus Aurelius said once, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." He wasn't anti-comfort, he was anti-softness. Because softness is how the mind dies, not all at once, but slowly, invisibly. You feel stuck because you're not training anymore. Marcus hated comfort because he knew comfort costs clarity. This isn't a video about suffering. This is about becoming unshakable. The trap of comfort in modern life. We live in the safest, softest age in all of human history. No wild animals, no winters without fire, no famine, no plague, only endless comfort. And yet, we're drowning. Drowning in stimulation, scrolling, swiping, tapping, numbing, burned out without ever being burned. We don't hunt for food, we tap for it. We don't sit with boredom, we scroll it away. We don't suffer like they did. But somehow, we still ache. Not in the flesh, but in the mind. Mental fog, emotional dullness, that constant nameless fatigue, like your soul's been left out in the rain. Comfort has become a cage, not iron, but velvet, a prison padded with dopamine. Every time you avoid discomfort, you surrender a piece of your clarity. Every indulgence costs you sharpness, and comfort always, always comes at the price of growth. But Marcus saw this coming. He watched Roman senators rot in their decadence while the empire cracked beneath them. He saw warriors turn soft in peacetime. He knew. When comfort becomes default, collapse is only a matter of time. That's why he turned away from ease. Why he chose the hard path, even when the soft one was laid at his feet. Because he wasn't training for a life of luxury. He was training for collapse. And you? You're not training for perfect mornings and positive vibes. You're training for sudden job loss, for heartbreak, for failure, for the days when nothing makes sense and everything hurts and no one is coming. That's what Marcus was preparing for. Not pain for the sake of pain, but pain with a purpose. Because the war against comfort is the war for your mind. Who Marcus was and how he fought comfort. Before he was a philosopher, Marcus Aurelius was a prince. He was adopted into power, trained in politics, law, war, and philosophy. Everyone expected him to rule, but no one expected what kind of man he would choose to become. He didn't chase luxury, He chased discipline. He didn't crave comfort. He craved clarity. He journaled before he ruled. He questioned himself before commanding others. He wasn't born wise. He trained for it. When Rome began to fall, war, plague, betrayal, he didn't write about power. He wrote about control of the mind. Quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius. He didn't complain. He didn't say, "Why me?" He asked, "How can I endure this without losing myself?" And he meant endure the loneliness, the pressure, the grief. He practiced voluntary discomfort, fasting, sleeping on hard ground, writing his flaws nightly in ink that felt like blood. Quote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Marcus Aurelius. That's Stoicism, not suppressing emotions, but choosing your response. Because he knew, if you let comfort lead, you lose that response. Life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger, and strength only grows through friction. Modern science meets Stoicism. Today, science is proving what Marcus already lived. Dopamine, the brain's reward system, is broken by overstimulation. Apps, likes, comfort, speed. The more you get, the less you feel. Quote, "Don't hanker after what you don't have. Instead, fix your attention on the best that you do." Marcus Aurelius. Gratitude resets dopamine. So does pain. Cold exposure, fasting, challenge. They don't feel good, but they wake the mind. They increase dopamine naturally, not through pleasure, but through resistance. Discomfort heals what comfort numbs. Marcus didn't study neuroscience, he just practiced what kept him alive. Focused, centered, unbroken. And now we face a choice. Do we stay hooked on cheap, instant comfort? On scrolling instead of breathing? On silence filled with noise? Or do we return to discomfort, not as punishment, but as preparation? We wait for stability, for things to finally get easier. But ease has never forged strength. Ease makes the soul soft. Discomfort gives it edge. The ones who endure aren't made by comfort. They're made by friction, small, daily sparks that harden the soul over time. Every struggle you choose is one less collapse you fear. Discomfort is not a trend. It's not self-help. It's not content. It's the forgotten language of strength. The man who sits with silence isn't weak. He's returning to the edge of his own mind. Quote, "Strength isn't gifted. It's earned through friction." Reflective practices and the final message. Maybe it isn't that we don't know what to do. Maybe we've just forgotten what discomfort feels like. And with that forgetting, we've lost something ancient, something wild, something sacred. We lost the silence that used to shape men. We lost the stillness that sharpened the soul. So if there's any wisdom left in these old words, it might be this: that silence sharpens, waiting strengthens, and pain, when chosen, purifies. You don't need steps. You don't need hacks. You need a beginning. Not tomorrow, not perfect, just real. Perhaps the cold you avoid is your mirror. Perhaps silence is your clearest teacher. Perhaps waiting reveals who you really are. Perhaps the journal you've abandoned still remembers you. Perhaps the pages aren't empty. They're waiting, just like the part of you you buried when life became too soft. And if you walk toward the thing you resist, each day just once, would something return? Would you? Would the part of you that endures begin to rise? Because Marcus didn't conquer the world. He conquered himself, and he did it not by avoiding pain, but by meeting it with dignity. Quote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." Marcus Aurelius. Life will throw things at you: loss, betrayal, failure, silence. The question isn't if, it's what will you become because of it?